Are you expecting a phone call?
No, that's for you.
That's for me. I'm just saying that so I'll answer it. Hello? No, I'm sorry you have a wrong number. No, I really... why don't you call information? It's okay. That's the second call tonight from Muller's Delicatessen. Evidently, they have a new number that's almost the same as ours.
Oh, by the way, I saw David today over at Jimmy's.
Well, who's he?
David, he's our son.
You know, I know that. You said at Jimmy's.
Oh, that's where I get my hair done. David goes there, too.
Well, that's ridiculous. Why should David get his hair cut at a beauty shop?
I told you, it's not a beauty shop.
Well, that's even more ridiculous. Why should you get your hair done at a barber shop?
It'll look better when I get it combed out.
I can remember when they wouldn't allow women in barber shops.
They wouldn't allow them to vote, either.
What's that got to do with anything?
Nothing. I just thought I'd throw it in.
Yeah, hello? Muller's Delicatessen.
Who else?
Just a second. Yeah, what can I do for you? 2 turkey on rye with mayonnaise. We'll have it... you want a pickle with that? We'll have it ready. Okay?
What was that?
Who knows? Somebody ordered 2 turkey on rye with mayonnaise, and they'll pick it up in about 20 minutes.
Why didn't you tell me I had a wrong number?
This is easier. The number for Muller's Delicatessen, please.
This is the silliest thing I ever heard of.
Thank you.
It's better than the movies.
Muller's Delicatessen? Well, this is Mr. Nelson over on Sycamore. Our phone number's almost the same as yours, and some people just phoned in and they want 2 turkey on rye with mayonnaise. Right, can you have that ready in about 20 minutes? Oh, and a pickle on each one. Yeah, that's okay. There we are. What did Dave have to say?
Oh, not much. He said they were okay and said his love to you.
Oh, that's nice. Do you realize how long we've lived in this house? We first moved here, I used to carry those little guys up the stairs on my shoulders.
You're so conceited, David.
Conceited? Who's conceited?
You are.
I am not.
Say, Will Thornberry doesn't stand a chance against you.
So what? Does that make me conceited?
Well, what else do you call it?
You wouldn't understand, half-pint.
Oh, yeah?
What the heck is going on here? Time sure goes by.
Well, you can't have 5 grandchildren in 10 minutes, you know.
Now, I think that's the one thing people are never quite prepared for.
What, having grandchildren?
No, not that so much, but you get used to a lot of kids around the house, a lot of excitement, and all of a sudden they move away and get married and never see them again. As practically never.
Not unless you get your hair done in a barber shop.
But you know what I mean. When the boys were in school, this place was like a regular bus station. We're falling over kids at all hours of the day and night. Now, here we are, just you and I in this big house, sitting here staring at each other.
I'm not staring at you. And stop staring at me. You're making me self-conscious.
No, if you don't think this is a good idea, just tell me.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Well, you haven't heard it yet.
Well, I'm a moon child and you're a Pisces. I get vibrations.
Now listen to me. I was reading in the paper the other day that it's just about impossible for the kids at the college to find places to live. And I figure we've got this bedroom upstairs. I guess it wouldn't work, huh?
No, wait a minute now. That might be a nice idea.
At least it'd keep us in touch with what's going on.
Well, how would we go about it? Put an ad in the campus news?
Well, yeah, I guess. We could phone it in right now and get it in tomorrow's paper.
You mean before we change our minds?
Well, yeah, something like that.
You sure you want to do this now?
If it's okay with you.
It's okay with me. what do we say?
Well, let's see, a swinging middle-aged couple would like to... Well, why don't you just say, a large room and bath available for college students. Please contact Mrs. Ozzie Nelson and the phone number and the address. That should do it.
That's for you.
Oh, no. You got me on that with the telephone. This one's on you. Have you had any parking tickets lately?
Not in the last 2 weeks.
Could you give me the phone number of the campus news? No, sorry. No, not snooze. Campus news. Right. Thank you. What's that?
2 turkey on rye with a pickle, and you owe me $1.85.
I didn't order any sandwich. Muller's Delicatessen.
Campus News.
Yes. Campus News? Yeah. Am I too late to get an ad in tomorrow's paper? Oh, good. Just a second.
Why didn't you say so?
Thank you. Hello. Large room and bath available for college students. Please contact Mrs. Ozzie Nelson.
Hello?
Mrs. Nelson?
Yes, it is.
My name is Jennifer McKenzie. I saw your ad in this morning's paper, and I wondered if the room was still available.
Yes, you're the first one who's called.
Oh, good. I can be over there in about an hour. Is that okay?
Oh, that'll be fine. It's the girl about the room. She sounds very nice.
Oh, good.
I have to go down to the market. If I'm not back in time, my husband will show you the room.
No. I'm supposed to play golf.
Can you find your way over here?
Oh, yes, thanks. I'm sure I can. I have the address right here. I'll see you in about an hour.
Okay. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Yes, this girl phoned and said she was coming right over, and I told Harriet I'd stick around and show her the room. Well, she sounded very nice on the phone, Harriet said. Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe next Saturday. Okay, bye.
Mr. Nelson?
Oh, yeah, yes.
My name is Susie Hamilton. I came over to see about the room.
Oh, come on in.
Thank you. Hey, this is a really beautiful place you have here.
Oh, thank you very much. Just my wife and I. Our children have grown and moved out. Just rattling around here. You know how it is.
Oh, sure.
But I'll follow you. Go ahead. Just turn to your right at the top of the stairs.
Hey, this is great.
Oh, thanks. Because you can bring your own stuff over here and fix it up any way you want.
Oh, good.
We have a nice big closet here.
Oh.
Have your own bathroom over here. You have plenty of hot water. You can take as many baths as you like. Oh, Mrs. Nelson just drove up. Why don't you just look around, and if you like everything, you can work out the details with her.
Great. It looks just perfect to me.
Ozzie,
Yeah?
did the girl show up?
Yeah, she's upstairs there now. She seems to like the room very much.
Oh, what did you think of her? She sounded very nice on the phone.
Yeah, she's very nice, but she's sort of a hippie type. I mean, she doesn't look much like a college girl.
Well, come on. What's a college girl supposed to look like?
Yeah, well, I know times have changed and all, but well, she kind of looks like she could use a good bath.
Well, we got plenty of hot water.
Funny, that's just what I told her.
You told her that?
Yeah, well, it seemed to work its way into the conversation very naturally.
I'll get it. Would you get the groceries out of the back of the car, please?
I should have answered the door.
Hi.
Hello.
Is this a Nelson residence?
Yes, it is.
Oh, good. I was afraid I might have the wrong house.
Oh, no, but if you've come about the room, it's already been taken. I'm awfully sorry.
Oh, but I thought you said... Oh, I see.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you the girl I talked to on the phone?
Yes, and you said I was the first one to call.
Oh, I'm so sorry, dear. There's been a terrible mistake. You see, this other girl stopped by, and my husband thought it was you. Please, come in. I'm sure we can work something out.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi. This is
this
Mr.
is
Nelson,
Mrs. Nelson.
Jennifer.
This is Susie.
Susie, this is Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer. We have quite an act going here. Oh, Susie likes the room very much.
Yeah, and if I can't have it, I'm going to kill myself.
Well, we don't want that, but we do have a little misunderstanding.
Oh, no, that's okay, really, Mrs. Nelson.
No, let's see if we can't work this out. You see, Jennifer called this morning, and I told her she could have the room. And then when you showed up, Mr. Nelson thought you were Jennifer.
Oh, wow.
It's probably all my fault. The bus was late, and it took me longer than I thought.
Well, now, wait a second. It's a big room with 2 beds. What do you think?
Well, we managed to get along with 2 boys for quite a while. I think maybe we could handle a couple of girls.
What do you say, Jennifer? It's a beautiful room.
It sounds great to me if you're sure you don't mind rooming with an Aquarius.
Aquarius, groovy. I'm a Pisces. We're practically sisters.
Go on, I'll show you the room.
Okay.
Pisces? That's a water sign. Harriet? Where are the girls?
Oh, they drove over to school to pick up Jennifer's things.
You mean all this stuff belongs to Susie?
Yeah, and I don't know quite what to do about it.
You do nothing about it. That's what you leave it right where it is.
Oh, well, I think I ought to help them get settled. I'm sure she'll straighten things up when she gets back.
I wouldn't count on it. You know, she's a nice little girl, and I like her right away, but I think we've got to face the fact that this kid is definitely a slob.
Not so loud. They'll be back any minute. Besides, Dave and Ricky weren't exactly the neatest kids in town, you know. Spent half my life picking up after them.
Yeah, well, let's not make the same mistake with these kids. Let them pick up their own stuff.
Well, then why are you doing it?
Yeah, right. It's here. Here's one for good measure.
Hey, that's mine.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, what kind of arrangements did you work out with them?
You mean financial arrangements?
Yeah.
I figured I'd leave that up to you.
Me? Well, why me? I should think that'd come under your jurisdiction. Household budgets and things like that. Why didn't you work everything out with them?
The same reason that you didn't. Those things are always a little embarrassing, and I figured I'd leave it up to you. Now, will you get out of here so I can finish vacuuming the rug?
Harriet? Do we have any steaks in the freezer?
I don't think so. Why?
Well, I thought I'd go down to the market and get a couple of steaks, and we could give the girls a nice dinner. And then later on, while we were sitting around talking, gradually work the conversation around to these various subjects and get everything straightened out once and for all.
Right, once and for all.
Right. You're putting me on, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Well, maybe a little bit.
I won't. Oh, hi.
George Grundy from the lodge.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
Yeah. Well, your wife's got you doing the shopping, I see.
Well, just a few extra things. We're having company for dinner. Not exactly company. A couple of kids from the college are going to room with us this term.
Well, I hope you have better luck than the McDonald's did.
What happened with them?
Well, they took in a couple of kids last year, went away for a weekend. When they got back, their house was a total wreck. Smashed a half a dozen windows, drank up all the liquor, stole a television set, his golf clubs, couple of radios.
Did they get any of the stuff back?
Not a thing. Never saw him again. They just took off. It was his own fault, though. Taking in 2 strange kids that way, not knowing anything about them, no references or anything. Can you imagine anybody being that stupid?
Well, of course, this is different. These are girls.
Well, what do you think these were? Turned out they weren't even registered at the college. Gave them a couple of phony names. You've got references on these girls, haven't you?
Oh, well, my wife's, all these things are being taken care of.
And don't forget to get your money in advance and charge them plenty. They'll probably each out of house and home, use up all your hot water.
Well, I don't think we have to worry about the hot water. Not with one of them, anyway.
And put a lock on the refrigerator. Say, They don't have guitars, do they?
One of them does. Why?
Oh, boy, that's trouble. They plug in those loudspeaker things. You can hear them 5 blocks away. Probably have the whole neighborhood up in arms.
Yeah, well, as I say, all that stuff's being taken care of.
I don't mean to alarm you, Oz, but you just can't be too careful these days.
Yeah. Well, I'd better get back with this stuff. Nice to see you.
Anything, just holler.
Okay. This thing is as heavy as lead. What have you got here anyway?
Watermelons. What else?
I'm sorry I asked.
Well, that didn't take long. What did you buy that we don't need?
Oh, not too much. The girls get back yet?
Uh-huh, just this minute.
Did you work out the arrangements with them?
Well, no, you said you were going to do that. Right after dinner, you said.
Well, didn't you talk to them at all?
Well, not really. They were headed up the stairs, and I asked them if they needed any help, and they said no.
Well, how did they get in the house?
I gave them each a key.
You gave those two strange girls keys to our house?
Well, of course. How else are they going to get in and out?
Well, I suppose that's better than leaving the doors open till all hours of the night.
Now, I'm sure they're not going to stay out until all hours of the night.
Do you happen to know, do they make refrigerators with locks on them?
I've never seen any. Why?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I hope we're not making a big mistake here.
Oh, well, now, look, if you've changed your mind, I think you ought to tell the girls right away so they can make some other arrangements.
No, I don't want to do that, but I tell you what I am going to do, and I'm not going to wait till after dinner either. As the girls come downstairs, I'm going to sit them down. I'm going to say, girls, I want some identification, I want some references, and I want some proof that you're actually college students.
Well, I'm sure they'll agree to that.
As far as the financial arrangements are concerned, Mrs. Nelson keeps household books. Whatever extra it costs for you girls to live here with your meals and all, you can make up the difference.
Well, that sounds reasonable.
And as far as the guitar is concerned, you can play it at reasonable hours in the den or up in your own room. You can make your own beds and keep the room clean, and whenever possible, help Mrs. Nelson here in the kitchen.
Well, I'm sure they'd do that anyway.
I mean, they say the reason for the so-called generation gap is a lack of communication. Well, I'll say, girls, I'm going to tell it to you just like it is and in your own language. Let's get right down to the nitty-gritty here.
Now, look, dear, I hate to interrupt, but would you mind rehearsing in the living room? I want to get dinner started. Dear?
No!
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just rehearsing. See how this sounds. The girls will be sitting right here, and you'll be here. And I'll be polite but firm. I'm going to say, now, girls, do you think maybe it'd be better to wait till after dinner?
Whatever you say.
No, I might as well get it over with.
Girls!
Oh.
Susie, Jenny, dinner's almost ready.
No, wait a second. Where are you going?
Just out to turn the oven down. I'll be right back.
Oh, well, here we are.
I hope you didn't hold up dinner or anything.
Oh, no, it'll be a few minutes yet.
Good, because we'd like to talk to you about a few things. In fact, you won't believe this, but we've been upstairs practicing a regular routine.
Oh.
Let's see now. If you would just sit down there on the couch, and Mrs. Nelson next to me.
I thought you...
And Jenny, if you just sit here.
You're pretty bossy, you know that?
I'll sit there when it's your turn.
Go ahead before you forget your lines.
Well, first of all, and we absolutely insist on this, that we should furnish you with some sort of identification.
Oh.
No, we insist. These are our licenses with our pictures on them.
Oh.
And these are our student identification cards.
Oh.
And here we've each written out a resume. Is that the word?
That sounds good.
A resume of facts about us, with our home addresses and our parents' names and the names and addresses of some people you could write to for personal references in case you wanted them.
This really wasn't necessary.
And now I would like to turn you over to my friend and roommate, Jennifer McKenzie. Take it away, Jenny.
Thank you. A very delicate but necessary subject to discuss at this time is the financial arrangements. Are the financial arrangements? Anyway, here's our suggestion. Since I've been taking a couple of accounting courses anyway, why don't we keep a careful check on all your household expenses? Then we can make up the difference between that and whatever it's been costing you before we moved in, plus a 10% profit. Is that okay?
It's funny, but that's just about what we figured on. Only we don't want to make a profit on the deal.
Oh, we think you should.
No, but we'll discuss that later.
And naturally, we will make our own beds and keep our room clean.
You heard her, Mrs. Nelson.
Well, at least we'll try to keep the pigeons and the gophers out. And, of course, we'll help you with the cooking and dishes and stuff like that.
Sorry it took us so long to get down here, but we were upstairs trying to get up the nerve to tell you all this stuff.
Does everything sound okay to you, Mr. Nelson?
It
fine.
sounds just perfect. As a matter of fact, I think we're very lucky to have two such wonderful girls in the family.
Oh, we're the lucky ones.
That's for sure.
Now, I really hit the jackpot. Here I am surrounded by 3 beautiful girls. Nothing for me to do, just lean back and complain about the service.
Which reminds me, don't forget to take out the garbage
You
tonight.
see what I'm up against?
Oh, yeah, you're really abused. Well, I need somebody to fix the salad and butter the rolls.
Okay, Sergeant.
Oh, and don't worry about the guitar. I'll play it real soft, and I won't play it in the kitchen.
Oh.
I noticed that the sound comes right up from there. In fact, if you're in the bedroom, you can hear everything anybody says in the kitchen. Okay. What time does the library close, do you know?
Not for a couple of hours yet. By the way, did you know that you called Mr. Nelson Ozzie tonight?
I know it. It just kind of slipped out. It seems so strange calling them Mr. and Mrs. Nelson.
I know what you mean. It sounds so formal, and they're such friendly people. I kind of feel like I've known them all my life.
Yeah, me too. Do you think they'd be embarrassed if we called them Mom and Dad?
I don't know.
What do you call your parents?
I call them Mom and Daddy. What do you call your folks?
I call my father George.
Isn't that kind of strange?
Not especially. He calls me Charlie. My mother calls my father Jackson.
You call him George and your mother calls him Jackson. That's pretty weird.
It's weirder than you think. His name is Harry.
At least you're on a first-name basis.
Yeah, all except for my father's brother Sam. Naturally, we call him Uncle Sam.
What else? And you salute him, of course.
Only on the 4th of July.
Oh, go back to your homework.
You know, I hope the girls understand they don't have to stay up in their room all evening.
Oh, well, I'm sure they know that. They're probably getting settled, straightening up their room, putting their stuff away. What are you laughing at?
I wouldn't count on it.
Well, they might surprise you.
Yeah, well, maybe so. As I say, I wouldn't count on it.
We're going to the library for a little while.
Okay.
We won't be late. We'll be back in about an hour.
See you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night. Gee, I hope the girls don't think they have to tell us where they're going every time they go out at night.
Oh, I'm sure they don't.
Where are you going?
Just upstairs to see the room.
No, Harriet, you can't do that. No, Harriet.
Will you look at this? Have you ever seen anything so neat?
Well, I must admit it's a pleasant surprise. I thought it'd be a mess.
I can't believe it. What a pleasure this is going to be.
What are you doing?
I'm just going to hang this up.